So a lot of you guys have been reaching out to me and asking the exact same thing. If I'm moving to Charlotte, where do I even start? And I get it, because when you're doing your research, Google just has service level lists and most Reddit threads end up only as random opinions without real context. That's why today we are going to do a full Charlotte map tour, covering the city suburbs and everything in between, so you get a complete idea of exactly how it feels to live here. But a quick favor before we dive in, can you comment down below where you're watching from? California, New York, maybe even overseas, as it helps me know what to highlight for you. And if we haven't met, I'm Athan. I'm a Duke graduate and 13-year resident, and my team and I help people sell and relocate to Charlotte every day. My number is down below if you want to set up a call. First, let's break down the actual Charlotte Metro. There are 5 main counties, with the biggest being Mecklenburg at 1.1 million people. This is where the actual city center is located, and anything within its border is widely agreed on as Charlotte. But because it's so spread out, every corner feels completely different. The second biggest is York County, with a population of 284,000 people. It's actually in South Carolina, but since it's only a 35-minute commute to Charlotte, many people choose to live here for the access to the lower property taxes and bigger South Carolina priced homes with some of the best schools in the state. Third is Union County with 238,000 people, and it has similarly amazing schools as well as premium family-friendly suburban communities. There's also Cabarrus County at 235,000 people and acts as a good middle ground between solid schools and affordable homes, and it's also the location of the Charlotte Motor Speedway and the popular Concord Mills Mall. Lastly is Gaston County at 227,000 people and is known for their vibrant small town atmosphere with historic main streets and revitalized old mills, as well as the beautiful Crowder's Mountain and Catawba River. So those are the 5 main counties. But actually in 2013, 5 more counties were added to the Charlotte Metro, which just goes to show just how sprawling our city really is. We've been growing so much faster than we can keep up, so our outskirts keep pushing farther and farther out, making us the second biggest city by land size in the entire East Coast. This is in contrast to cities like Boston and Philadelphia that grew from the inside out, with strong public transit systems and walkable streets that made for a dense, vibrant downtown core that all future development stemmed from. Charlotte, however, was the opposite. As a late bloomer, most of our growth didn't happen until the 1990s, long after cars had become the default way of life. So we expanded around our roads, especially the I-45 Beltway. So all the neighborhoods, shopping centers, and business parks sprouted along this sprawling ring, making the Beltway the real spine of Charlotte's growth. So for many locals, when they think of Charlotte, they actually think more of the neighborhoods and hubs around this Beltway than the actual city center itself. You can roughly divide the areas around Charlotte into 4 regions. The west side, which has long been more industrial and working class. The north side, defined by Lake Norman and its growing waterfront suburbs. The east side, where you get sprawling farms and countryside land. And the south side, home to the city's highest end amenities, top schools, and wealthiest neighborhoods. The west side of Charlotte, once known mainly for its industrial roots, has seen a steady resurgence, especially in towns like Gastonia, Belmont, and Mount Holly. These areas attract people looking for more space, lower prices, and a quieter lifestyle without being too far from Uptown. With I-85 running straight through the corridor, commuting is manageable, and the proximity to the airport makes it convenient for frequent travelers and logistics workers. Gastonia is the largest of the 3, a former textile hub that's now reinventing itself with revitalized downtown areas, affordable new housing, and a growing number of young families and first-time buyers priced out of Mecklenburg County. Belmont, on the other hand, has become one of the West's biggest success stories. With its walkable downtown, trendy restaurants, and riverfront parks, it attracts professionals and families who want small-town charm with easy access to the city. Then there's Mount Holly, which sits just north of Belmont and blends the same sense of community with a more suburban residential feel. It's especially popular with commuters who want newer homes, good schools, and quick access to both Charlotte and the mountain foothills. Altogether, the western suburbs appeal to people who want affordability, accessibility, and a slower pace without giving up the benefits of living near one of the fastest growing metros in the South. The north side of Charlotte is all about the lake lifestyle. Centered around Lake Norman, this region offers some of the metro's most desirable suburbs: Huntersville, Cornelius, Davison, and the fast-growing Mooresville. Huntersville is the southern gateway to the lake and one of the most family-friendly suburbs in the region. It's full of master-planned communities, shopping centers, and parks, making it perfect for people who want suburban comfort with quick access to both Uptown and Lake Norman. Cornelius sits right on the water and offers a more upscale resort-style atmosphere. Many homes here are lakefront or near marinas, attracting boaters, retirees, and remote workers who want to blend convenience with luxury. Davidson stands out for its college town charm. Home to Davidson College, it has a tight-knit community feel with a walkable main street and a focus on local businesses and education. Ideal for those who value culture, schools, and a slower pace. Farther north, Mooresville has exploded in growth over the past decade. Once a small racing town, is now a hub for families and professionals seeking newer homes and larger lots at more affordable prices. Most of the development has happened along the east side of Lake Norman, where access to I-77 makes it easy to commute into Charlotte. Still, the north and west sides of the lake have their own draw. Quieter communities, scenic waterfronts, and a more rural, tucked-away feel that appeals to those who want the lake life without the crowds. Altogether, the north side represents Charlotte's balance between suburban growth and natural beauty. And by the way, if you want to talk through what moving to Charlotte could look like for you, reach out anytime. My number is down below, and my team and I would love to help you find the right path forward. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing, as it's free and it helps more than you know. But now let's talk about the northeast side, which deserves its own section, as it isn't quite like the Lake Norman North or the east side of country Charlotte. Anchored by Concord, Kannapolis, and Harrisburg, this side of the metro combines suburban convenience with small town charm and a surprising amount of growth. Concord is the biggest name here, known for Concord Mills, one of the largest malls in the southeast, and Charlotte Motor Speedway, which keeps the area buzzing with events year-round. Beyond its attractions, though, Concord offers an excellent balance of affordability, strong schools, and easy access to ID5, making it ideal for commuters who work in Uptown or at the University City Research Corridor. Kannapolis, just north of Concord, has undergone one of the most dramatic transformations in the region. Once a mill town built around the textile industry, is now home to the North Carolina Research Campus, a major biotech and nutrition hub attracting scientists, students, and investors. Its revitalized downtown, complete with a new ballpark and walkable streets, is drawing both young professionals and longtime locals who want an affordable but vibrant community. Harrisburg, sitting right on the Mecklenburg-Cabarrus line, offers a quieter upscale suburban feel. It's full of new neighborhoods, parks, and highly rated schools, making it especially popular among families who want proximity to the city without the density of South Charlotte or the price tag of Lake Norman. Altogether, the northeast side is one of Charlotte's most underrated growth corridors. With its strong schools, new investment, and easy commutes, it's becoming one of the best kept secrets in the metro. The east side is where Charlotte starts to fade into the countryside. Out here, towns like Midland, Locust, Oakboro, and Albemarle define the landscape. Midland sits just over the county line in Cabarrus and has become one of the first true gateway towns to Charlotte's rural east. It's full of newer neighborhoods and custom homes on large lots, offering great value for families who don't mind a bit of a drive. Then 40 minutes out, Locust has grown into one of the region's most popular country suburbs. It blends rural charm with steady development, local diners, family-owned businesses, and newer subdivisions all side by side. People move here for the affordability, the schools, and the sense of community that's harder to find closer to the city. Beyond that, towns like Oakboro, Albemarle, and even Mount Gilead sit deep in Stanley and Montgomery counties, where the pace of life slows even more. Charlotte's Greater East Side is open, quiet, and self-sustaining, but still close enough that the skyline is only a drive away. Lastly, we have the south side of Charlotte, which is so large, complex, and varied that it's almost impossible to describe as one single area. Starting on the North Carolina side, the towns of Marvin, Weddington, and Waxhaw are among the crown jewels of suburban Charlotte. These areas are known for their luxurious custom homes, large wooded lots, and some of the best schools in the state. Many of the residents here are executives, professionals, or established families who move south from Mecklenburg County for the quiet and prestige that comes with Union County living. Then there's towns like Stallings and Indian Trail, which have become some of the region's fastest growing family suburbs. They offer new construction, family-friendly communities, and a balance between affordability and access. For many buyers, these are the areas where you get the most return on your dollar. All these towns are full of young families who want to build long-term roots without the costs that come with South Charlotte or Union County's more expensive enclaves. Then, crossing over the state line, the South Carolina side of Charlotte has exploded in popularity over the past decade. Towns like Fort Mill, Indian Land, Lake Wylie, and Tega Cay have become some of the most desirable suburbs in the entire metro area. Fort Mill is the most established and well-known of the group. Its award-winning school district consistently ranks among the best in both Carolinas, and its charming downtown, family-friendly neighborhoods, and easy access to I-77 makes it ideal for professionals commuting to Charlotte. Indian Land, just east of Fort Mill, is growing even faster. What used to be quiet farmland has turned into a sea of new subdivisions, shopping centers, and luxury communities. It's a favorite for buyers who want new construction, proximity to Ballantyne, and lower South Carolina property taxes. Then Lake Wylie offers a completely different vibe. Centered around the Catawba River and its wide, calm waters, it's perfect for those who want the lake life without moving too far from the city. Waterfront homes, marinas, and outdoor recreation make it a magnet for boaters, retirees, and anyone chasing that relaxed Carolina lifestyle. Tega Cay, sitting right next to Lake Wylie, combines that same lakeside charm with tight-knit neighborhoods and one of the safest, most family-oriented environments in the region. With its golf courses, walking trails, and strong community events, it feels like a resort town. And even though all these areas north, south, east, and west stretch far beyond the Beltway, they all circle back to Charlotte. Each region has its own identity, and together they form the fabric of what makes this city unique. Likewise, the areas inside the Beltway similarly have their own distinct makeup. As you might have guessed, here, South Charlotte is where most of the action and wealth congregates. The whole southeast wedge, roughly bounded by South Boulevard on the west and Independence on the east, dates all the way back to the 1890s, with Charlotte's first planned suburb, Dilworth, then Myers Park in the 1910s, with these areas explicitly marketed to the city's elites. From there, it created a kind of self-reinforcing loop. As wealth concentrated in the south, so did the city's resources. Better schools, infrastructure, and investment, further cementing the area's reputation as the place to be. Today, Myers Park and Dilworth, as well as Eastover, Barclays Down, and Foxcroft, are some of the greatest examples of Charlotte's old money wealth, with their stately, historic homes, large oak trees, and deep lots. There's even the Quail Hollow Country Club, where the PGA Tour stops each year, as well as the Duke Mansion, where you can enjoy a wonderful bed and breakfast in an estate stopped in time. And while the wealth is remarkable, it's important to acknowledge the painful and exclusionary history that it represents. Redlining and discriminatory practices starved the east, west, and north of credit and opportunity, keeping prosperity available to only a select few. That being said, in modern times, we've seen major pockets of growth emerge to the rest of Charlotte, which we'll get to in a moment. But first, I want to talk about South Park, which is Charlotte's second biggest commercial hub. Back in the 60s, developers saw an opportunity to serve the affluent South Charlotte area and built the South Park Mall, which today is known for its upscale shopping and is the largest mall in the whole Carolinas and 10th biggest on the East Coast. The areas around the mall have attracted offices for major businesses as well as luxury apartments and fine dining, and is home to more than 40,000 jobs and some of the most expensive commercial real estate in the city. Then if we travel a bit further south to right at the Beltway, you'll find our third biggest commercial hub, Ballantyne. This is an entirely master planned community built in the 90s when I-45 was completed throughout this area and was meant to be a self-contained community of offices, shops, neighborhoods, schools, and golf courses. Today it's home to tens of thousands of residents and workers anchored by Ballantyne Corporate Park, which houses the major companies like Wells Fargo and Deloitte, as well as Ballantyne Village, which is a mixed-use district full of restaurants, shops, and entertainment. There's even the Ballantyne Hotel, a luxury resort and golf course that really established the area's upscale reputation. It's even home to the #1 public school in the city, Ardrey-Kell, which is followed closely by Providence, then Myers Park. The stellar private schools are of course in this area as well, with Charlotte Latin, Providence Day, and Charlotte Country Day leading the charge. A little east of South Charlotte, you'll find Matthews and Mint Hill, two distinct towns that sit right along the edge of the city. These aren't technically part of Charlotte itself, which means residents here don't pay city taxes to Charlotte, but rather to their own local towns. Even so, they're deeply connected to the metro and are often seen as the next best thing to South Charlotte living. Matthews is known for its charming downtown, complete with local restaurants, coffee shops, and a year-round farmers market. It's got that small town feel where people still know their neighbors, yet it's just a 20 to 25 minute drive from Uptown. The schools are great, the neighborhoods are safe, and the homes, whether new construction or established, tend to offer more value per square foot than closer to the city. Mint Hill leaves even more suburban rural. It's full of larger lots, newer developments, and quieter neighborhoods, perfect for people who want a bit more privacy and space to spread out. It's become a top choice for young families, remote workers, and retirees alike, who want that balance between open space and easy access to the rest of Charlotte. And as you move closer to the city, Charlotte's character shifts from suburban calm to something more creative and energetic. Camp NorthEnd, once a massive industrial site and military depot, has transformed into one of Charlotte's most exciting new districts. It's now a hub for foods, art, and innovation, filled with murals, event spaces, small businesses, and creative offices. It's a place attracting entrepreneurs, artists, and young professionals who want to be part of something up and coming just minutes from Uptown. Right next door is NoDa, short for North Davidson, which has long been Charlotte's original arts and entertainment district. What started out as an old textile village has evolved into one of the city's most vibrant communities, lined with breweries, coffee shops, live music venues, and art galleries. The light rail runs straight through NoDa, connecting residents to both Uptown and University City, a neighborhood that still feels proudly local despite its popularity. Heading east, Plaza Midwood continues the creative energy, but with a bit more polish. It's one of Charlotte's most dynamic neighborhoods, known for its mix of historic homes, trendy shops, and lively nightlife. Plaza Midwood has become a favorite for young professionals, transplants, and longtime locals alike, offering walkability, culture, and a strong sense of community. It's also one of the few neighborhoods in the city where you can find century-old bungalows sitting right next to sleek, modern builds, perfectly capturing Charlotte's identity as a city growing fast but still holding on to its roots. But the fastest growing neighborhood and biggest of them all is SouthEnd. The Blue Line light rails opening in 2007 flipped it from warehouses and surface lots into the city's hottest corridor. Today, SouthEnd is Charlotte's most walkable neighborhood, full of modern mid-rises, art murals, co-working spaces, and endless spots to eat, drink, and explore. It's where you'll find the city's most active nightlife scene, but also its fastest growing business hub, with tech firms, startups, and even banking companies setting up shop here to capture the energy. And finally, we can't forget about Uptown, which is still the true heart of Charlotte and very much the star of the show. This is the city's main commercial hub, home to the headquarters of Bank of America, Truist, Honeywell, and dozens of other major employers that give Charlotte its nickname as the second largest banking center in the nation, behind only New York. But Uptown is more than just offices. It's where the skyline rises, where the major sports teams play, and where the city's energy feels the strongest. On any given weekend, Uptown transforms into a massive gathering space. Concerts, parades, festivals, conventions, and nightlife all packed into the same walkable grid. It's where Charlotte comes together when something big is happening. That said, Uptown's biggest strength is also its biggest weakness. As we've discussed, Charlotte's development has always been outside in. So while Uptown thrives during office hours and big weekends, it can feel surprisingly quiet on a regular weekday night. A perfect example of this is the epicenter. Once the beating heart of Charlotte's nightlife, it was full of rooftop bars, packed restaurants, and late night energy that made it the place to be. But that same commuter city dynamic that built Charlotte worked against it. During the day, it struggled, with foot traffic being very light, forcing all the businesses to rely almost exclusively on the weekend crowds. Then when COVID hit and nightlife shut down, it never fully recovered. Combined with safety issues and management struggles, the epicenter quickly went from being Charlotte's nightlife icon to a ghost town, a reminder of the city's uneven downtown rhythm. That being said, this is changing fast. The city has long recognized its problem and knows in order to truly evolve into a major connected metropolis, it needs more than just roads and suburban expansion. Charlotte's latest focus has been on building one unified transit hub in the heart of the city, a new central station that will connect all of the city's existing and future public transportation systems. Not only would this serve the Blue Line that has already changed the fabric of the city in SouthEnd, as well as the University City area in the north, but the Gold Line streetcar system, as well as the Amtrak regional service. Impressively, the Amtrak trains already service more than 300,000 passengers a year, linking Charlotte to other North Carolina cities such as Raleigh, Durham, and Greensboro, as well as Atlanta in the south, and all the way up to New York City in the north. This is despite the Amtrak station being located on the city outskirts in a 1960s building badly in need of replacement. So not only will the central station be transformational for that service, but also for our next two major rail expansions, the Red Line and the Silver Line. The Red Line will run north from Uptown to Huntersville, Cornelius, and Davidson, creating a long-awaited commuter connection for the Lake Norman region. And the Silver Line will run east-west, linking Belmont, the airport, Uptown, and Matthews, finally tying the city's busiest quarters and employment centers. The connection to the airport is especially huge, as the Charlotte Douglas International Airport is the sixth busiest in the country, handling tens of millions of passengers each year. So the Silver Line will make it easier for all these travelers, professionals, and residents to move across the region without relying on cars. And if you want to dive deeper into these projects, as well as the other billions of dollars that are reshaping our city's future, then make sure you check out this video where I break down everything that's coming soon to Charlotte and what it means for where our city is headed.